He's got a .584 winning percentage in his career. On the other side, a name college basketball knows all too well, Johnny Jones. He's got a .557 winning percentage in his 21st season, now his 4th with Texas Southern. To action we go here in the opening half. Ball belongs to the Tigers of Texas Southern. Top of the key right now, that's Nicholas. Gets it to Gilliam, coming back around the other end. Here's Hopkins looking for the rim. Little floater, able to get it to fall over the shorter. Laquan Butler, opening basket goes to Texas Southern, now up 2-0.
And that's basketball 101 right there. Set the pick and roll, get an open shot. If you're Texas Southern, that's how you want this game to get started.
There's Laquan Butler over to Justin Johnson, who's going to attack the rim. A lot of contact there. A whistle and a foul. Headed to the line is Justin Johnson. Johnson has been a revelation on offense to start the year. Nearly 20 points per game, and here's why. Look at him attacking the rim.
Justin Johnson is not afraid of anybody. He's going to attack, and that's why he is the second leading scorer in the Western Athletic Conference, only behind Fardas Amac.
Adewumi with the pull-up jumper off the front of the rim. Rebound belongs to the Tigers, coming back the other way. Gets that over to Jones on the side. They're going to work into the low post. What a spin move there. Loses the handle, however. Picked up by Gilliam. And we're going to whistle this one stopped as that ball pushed the net. Got it kind of wrapped up. Dante Houston Jr. says, I can fix that, though. Reaches up and untangles the net. So 16 seconds on the shot clock. Inbounding now are the Tigers of Texas Southern. Quick look at a jumper there for Gresham. Nice follow through, and he buries it 4-0 Texas Southern in the opening minute.
And Gresham is a very talented player for this Tigers squad. Last year played with Houston, made it to the Final Four, and got valuable playing minutes in that NCAA run for the Cougars. Johnny Jones was able to get him this year for the Tigers, and he has been nothing short of spectacular for him.
Top of the key. Here's Justin Johnson for UTRGV. Finds Doc Nelson for the three. Off the side of the rim, a rebound picked up quickly there by Nicholas. Here come the Tigers. Top of the key now, Gilliam. Sends that back over looking for Nicholas. Nicholas attacks the rim, draws the contact from Adewumi. He's headed to the line to take a couple.
Nicholas is a very physical player for this Tiger squad, and it was a big reason for Texas Southern picking up that win at number 20 Florida last time out. He came in off the bench, brought in a lot of energy, a lot of intensity, was able to pick up 2 highlight dunks, and quite frankly, he was my MVP of that game for Texas Southern.
Nicholas gets the opening free throw to fall. There's a look at Johnny Jones, not Royce Chadwick. Johnny Jones, the head coach there for Texas Southern. Team's just 1-7, but that's not a testament to what a great team they are. They played a murderer's row to open the non-conference season before getting that win over Florida last time out.
And sometimes as a coach, that's what the non-conference part of the schedule is for. It's to face tough opponents, tough battles, so you're prepared once you go into conference play and postseason as well. So when this team reaches crunch time in the SWAC, they're going to be ready for everything because they've seen everything.
Back to action we go with Texas Southern. Dribble drive there, looking for some room to operate. He slips, he being Justin Hopkins. Perhaps a wet spot there on the floor. When you slip, you travel. But possession now favors UTRGV. Down 5-0, Texas Southern in control here in the opening minutes.
And UTRGV's gotten a look at a couple open shots, but they just haven't been able to knock them down just yet. But they'll be falling down pretty soon.
There's Justin Johnson weaving through traffic like a knife through hot butter. Able to lay that one in. First basket for the Vaqueros, cuts the deficit now to 5-2.
And that's what Justin Johnson does. Gets to the rim, gets easy points.
Here are the Tigers of Texas Southern. Trying to back it down and kick it wide to Hopkins, but that was over the top of Hopkins' head and ends up in the UTRGV bench. Unfortunately, none of them are eligible to receive a pass. So that's a turnover.
Well, it's still a turnover. Just not a steal, but it's still a turnover.
And here comes Ricky Doc Nelson bringing it up for the Vaqueros. Left of the key. Cross over there trying to clear some space. Gets it off to Merrick Nelson. Nelson trying to clear some more space. Justin Johnson top of the key. Thought about it, pulls it down, now takes the three. That's a little bit wide left. Quick rebound there to Gresham. Here come the Tigers. Get that one to Hopkins. Merrick Nelson jumps in the way, though, and gets a steal. They'll say that is off of Justin Johnson. Possession will favor Texas Southern. So 20 seconds on the shot clock as Texas Southern never technically lost possession on that one as it went off of UTRGV. So top of the key now, Jordan Gilliam. He's got Jones. Jones dribbling through space, weaves that one through, looking for Gresham. Huge block there for Justin Johnson. He says, I can do more than score. Getting involved on the defense, kicks that one to Doc Nelson. Jones again puts it on the floor. There's Merrick Nelson.
And when you're a team that only has 9 eligible players, you gotta be all hands on deck. Offense, defense, everywhere.
Quan Butler trying to make some room operate, takes a shot to the head, loses possession. Tigers on the fast break. Trying to make something happen. They're gonna get a foul on the floor. That's gonna go against Jordan Carl Nicholas on the loose ball rebound here. Yeah, you see him clearing Merrick Nelson out of the way. Loose ball foul there. BJ Simmons taking the floor. This will be his first action for UTRGV on the year, replacing Laquan Butler. One of those players that started out battling a nagging injury to start the year. Coach Figger, though, glad to have him available in the lineup now. He is that 9th player to allow them to change those rotations up just a little bit. Ricky Doc Nelson to Merrick Nelson. Doc Nelson again weaving through traffic, up and in. Count the basket, free throw forthcoming. That'll cut the deficit to just 5-4 prior to the free throw. That also takes us to our first media timeout, so we'll step aside. UTRGV trails Texas Southern 5-4 here on ESPN+.
In this one.
Welcome back out to Burt Ogden Arena alongside Luis Rubio and Brian Smith. UTRGV trails Texas Southern 5-4. Now let's welcome in the third member of our broadcast crew, Daniela Hernandez.
Thank you, Brian. Now the first game. The largest area in South Texas. Guys.
Thank you, Daniela. Doc Nelson able to get that free throw to complete the three-point play coming out of the media stoppage there. So we're now tied 5-5. 15 minutes left to play in the opening half. UTRGV back on the comeback trail after being down 5-0. Pull-up jumper there for the Tigers. Long rebound picked up by Gresham. Here comes Texas Southern once again. Second look at a three for Jones off the side of the rim. That time rebounded by Justin Johnson. Here comes UTRGV.
And Jones isn't going to be too shaken up about missing those two right there. He probably wants them back, but he's a three-point shooter. And three-point shooters, they just need to see one fall in, and they get hot.
There's Merrick Nelson, partially blocked, picked up that time by Nicholas. He's doing a pretty good job defensively, getting active there. UTRGV loves to attack that rim and fly high. Jones, look at the teardrop there, like dropping dimes in the wishing well. That puts the Tigers back out in front at 7-5. Here's Ricky Doc Nelson, top of the key. Sends that over to Merrick Nelson. Thought about it, pulls it back down. B.J. Simmons on the left, brings it back in toward the middle, kicks out to Merrick Nelson, pull up three. Off the back of the rim, long rebound goes to the Tigers of Texas Southern. Pushing it forward here is Gilliam. Got that to Nicholas. There's Gresham, top of the key. Pull-up jumper at the free throw line. Can't get it. Justin Johnson skying for that rebound. He'll push the pace for UTRGV coming back the other way.
And it was interesting to see UTRGV on that defensive possession double team the entry pass on Nicholas. Wonder if that would be a key point going forward for defense here for UTRGV.
Looks like we're going to get a blocking foul against Nicholas coming down that time. Justin Johnson weaving and diving through there, slips right past, trying to get the dump off to Raquan Taylor, who had just checked in, but the blocking foul comes before that.
And when you've got a crafty offensive player like Justin Johnson on your hands, it's hard for the defense to key in on you because he's just going to take one sidestep, draw a foul. Sidestep the other way, draw a foul. And then you always got to be wary of when he's going to finally let it go. An offensive foul here.
Yeah, Mike Adewumi a little too aggressive. That left-hand side tried to set a pick. That draws the offensive foul. And that creates an issue for UTRGV because that's two on Adewumi. And again, this is a UTRGV team that does not have a lot of depth to work with. So someone gets in foul trouble, and that just means a lot of minutes have to go somewhere else.
Mike Adewumi fouled out of the last game at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Picked up 5 in 17 minutes.
Count the basket on that one. Blocking foul called on the floor. 9-5, Texas Southern now taking the lead. Free throw forthcoming. A foul going against Doc Nelson, I believe, as he tries to come over and help on the block there. Did not quite get his hip squared. Still shifting. Chance now for Razas to put Texas Southern up by 5. Misses the long rebound over to Doc Nelson. Here comes UTRGV. Simmons to the rim. Can't finish there. Rebound picked up by Raquan Taylor. Here's Justin Johnson looking for Houston Jr. down low. Dribbles it off of his knee. That's a turnover. Ball now belongs to Texas Southern. Come the Tigers back the other way, up 9-5. Less than 13.5 minutes to play here in the opening half. There's Gilliam trying to make something happen, gets it down low. Razas once again able to lay that one in. 11-5. Texas Southern now up by 6 here in the early going. Raquan Taylor gets a look at a three. Buries that big basket for the Vaqueros. Gets that offense sparked once again. Cuts the deficit to just 11-8.
And Raquan Taylor is not known for his three-point shooting, only 16% on the season, but every once in a while he'll surprise you from out there, and it's usually in big moments.
Razas thought about it, pulls it down, thinks about it again. That one's off the front of the rim. Justin Johnson, another rebound. Getting really active on the boards here, and he'll push the pace for UTRGV. Got Simmons on the right. Looking for Houston Jr. down low. Doing some work in the post. Nice spin move there, but cannot finish off the rim. Get a little more touch on that. Back the other way come the Tigers.
And Houston's only a freshman. He's going to grow into those shots. He just needs to get used to the college level of basketball. But he's a big body down low. And as a freshman, head coach Matt Figger already trusts him a lot to work down there.
John Jones gets that one low to Razas. Pull-up jumper there for Gilliam from 3. Long rebound. Houston Jr. gets it, sends it forward to Simmons. There's Simmons bringing it across. Doc Nelson puts it on the floor. Kick out looking for Simmons. Can he keep it in? He does, just barely. Justin Johnson slows the pace down. UTRGV wants to get set in their offense. Johnson's got Simmons looking for Houston Jr. Trying to lob it down low. Knocked away by Texas Southern. And ultimately stolen by Devin Barnes.
And a good job by Razas down low. It's not easy to box out Dante Houston Jr., but he's doing a good job so far. Forcing turnovers, forcing bad passes. That's what you want to see.
Barnes puts that one on the floor. Little dump off looking for Rosas. He'll draw the foul on Houston Jr. That'll take us to our first media timeout. 11-8. Plenty of shots to be found, but these defenses have really made making those
shots that they don't want to take. And so far, if you're head coach Johnny Jones, this is what you want to see on the road once again against a UTRGV squad that's desperate for a win.
To the line now is Rosas. First free throw rims out. A little bit of a surprise. Rosas is a pretty good free throw shooter. 80% on the year, 4 for 5. Make that now 4 for 6. Second free throw forthcoming. That one rims out as well. Rebound to Justin Johnson. UTRGV down a basket. Now on the attack. There's Justin Johnson trying to send it down low to Raquan Taylor. That ends up deflecting off the rim. Taken away by the Tigers.
And once again, you see UTRGV's trying to get into the low post, but the entry passes are not on point. And those are easy turnovers and change of possessions for the Tigers.
And the move with the ball is Barnes. Finds himself a soft spot, puts the floater up, and gets the shooter's roll. 13-8 is the Tiger lead. Xavier Johnson puts that on the floor, looking for a kick out. That is taken away by guess who? Barnes, high flying. A little bit of contact there from Justin Johnson, but count the basket. That's going to force a timeout by UTRGV, now down 15-8.
Look at that, the freshman from Memphis, Tennessee, making an impact in this game. As soon as he checked in, only averages 1.3 points per game this season, but hey, the best offense is defense. Look at that, the steal on the back cross-court pass, and a nice little finish there. And that was enough to force head coach Matt Figure to call a timeout. UTRGV's got to start to find answers here. Let's see if they change up their offense a little bit and move away from that low post game.
UTRGV shooting just 25% from the floor right now. That's 3 for 12. By way of comparison, Texas Southern on fire now, 7 for 13. That's 54%. Another thing to watch, foul trouble for UTRGV. Mike Adewumi picked up 2 fouls in the span of the first 3 minutes. He's now spending some time on the bench. There's that pressure from Texas Southern. Justin Johnson has at the top of the key. There's Doc Nelson. Kicks over to Merrick Nelson. Nelson attacking the rim. Lots of contact there. Loose ball picked up by the Tigers. And here's Barnes once again. Offensive foul. Xavier Johnson beats him to the spot, squares his hip, stands tall, and Barnes gets the offensive foul.
What a great job there by Xavier Johnson. Sometimes the highlight plays aren't the dunks, aren't the assists, aren't the three-point shots. It's doing the little things. It's taking charges just like that. I'm pretty sure when head coach Matt Figure and the rest of the coaching staff go over film tomorrow, they're going to highlight that one and say that's the type of plays that we need to win basketball games right there.
Effort reaches big results, especially on a team like UTRGV where you don't have a lot of depth to work from. Here's the Vaqueros once again. Merrick Nelson left, gets it to Doc Nelson. Over to Justin Johnson, thought about it, pulled it back. Raquan Taylor, Justin Johnson attacks the rim, blocked from behind by Gresham. Here come the Tigers of Texas Southern up 15-8.
Gresham, 6'9", a long wingspan, and uber athletic. It's going to cause a lot of troubles for UTRGV. They're going to try to get him out of the paint by having him
now a chance for a fly dunk. Merrick Nelson, I believe I can fly. Big basket for UTRGV, cuts the deficit now to 15-10. Effort gets rewarded.
And a great job. And a great job there from Merrick Nelson. The defensive error, but makes up for it immediately.
And another offensive foul. This time Bryson Gresham trying to find a soft spot on the floor. Raekwon Taylor beat him to the spot, squared his hips. Take another look at this replay right here. Merrick Nelson says, here's some redemption. UTRGV now down just 15 to 10, forced another turnover. So now they're gonna head back the other way. Doc Nelson slowing the pace. 8 turnovers for UTRGV here in the early going, 7 for Texas Southern. So a little bit of sloppy play on offense. Credit to the pressure these two defenses have cranked up. There's Justin Johnson backing him down in the lane. Kicks out to Merrick Nelson. Pull-up jumper for 3. Off the side of the rim. Rebound. Picked up by Texas Southern after a small scrum. It's John Jones. There's Jones with the quick crossover. They'll get Gresham this time. It's Rosas trying to find some room to operate. Back out to Jones. Back to Rosas. Kicks that one out. Long 3 for Hopkins, and he buries it. 18 to 10. Texas Southern threatening to double up UTRGV again. There's Justin Johnson on the left. Back to Doc Nelson. He puts it on the floor. Doc weaving through traffic. Xavier Johnson for 3. Does not find the rim. That one's picked up by Rosas. Here comes Jones and Texas Southern. Butler's going to check back in for UTRGV at the next stoppage. John Jones for 3. There was an offensive foul on Rosas in the process. That's why he was open to take that jumper.
Yeah, moving screen is usually going to result in an open shot. Good job there by the official catching that one.
That'll take us to our next media timeout. Texas Southern up 18 to 10 on ESPN+.
At Strategic Insights Financial Planning Group, you are not just another face in the crowd. You are unique, and so are your financial goals. That's why we take the time to understand what's truly important to you. We can help you prepare for whatever life brings, both the expected and the unexpected.
To 10, that pressure from Texas Southern forcing a lot of turnovers, and UTRGV just doesn't really look comfortable on offense.
But the same could be said for Texas Southern on the other way, as if you were paying attention to the last couple minutes of play, this game should have been a lot closer than it is. UTRGV is forcing a lot of offensive fouls that is really knocking off Texas Southern off of their rhythm, and it's getting them to second guess when they're making those drives to the basket. UTRGV is picking up a little bit of momentum here. Let's see if they can keep it up and get this score closer.
Doc Nelson bringing it down for UTRGV. Laquan Butler checked in coming out of that media timeout. Merrick Nelson puts that one on the floor. Quick swat from Jones. Can't take it away. Back out to Doc Nelson at the top. There's Laquan Butler. He'll attack the rim. Kicks that one back out to Ricky Doc Nelson, who will attack the rim himself. Huge block from Gresham. Come from the weak side and just puts up a wall.
Nothing was going to get past that. Gresham just swallowed up the shot, as you see here.
Just standing tall, says no, sir. Back to action we go. Justin Johnson for UTRGV, flying through the air, getting mixed in among the trees. A little kiss off the glass. Good basket there. Cuts the deficit now to just 18 to 12. Johnson's now got the high for UTRGV with 4 points. That one knocked away for a moment. Merrick Nelson keeps it in. Trying to find some room to operate. Merrick Nelson blocked again by Gresham. And they're going to say that is off of Nelson. So possession will favor Texas Southern. But Gresham is a shot protector in this one.
And defensively, that is going to do a lot for you. It's going to make these guards and forwards from UTRGV doubt next time they go into the paint. But give a lot of credit there to Merrick Nelson. Saw that Ricky Doc Nelson got his shot blocked the previous possession, wasn't afraid, tried Gresham again. Eventually, they're going to get him, and when they get him, they're going to know the paint's open.
Think about this. Gresham only has 7 blocks on the season. He's added 3 more tonight. Pull-up jumper and a 3 from Jones. This one is good. 21-12. Texas Southern up by 9.
And that's the scouting report on Jones. He's a three-point shooter wherever he's been at Nevada previously, and then here at Texas Southern playing under his dad, Johnny Jones.
There's Laquan Butler trying to get some operating room. No shot, foul on the floor. It's going to go against Jordan Gilliam for the Tigers of Texas Southern. Get another look at the play here. Laquan Butler trying to get that one started back from the top of the key. Ends up being fouled by Gilliam as he rounds the corner. Free throws now for Butler. First free throw is good, 21-13. Second free throw coming for Butler. Misses a second one. Butler, 83% free throw shooter on the year. Now 14 for 17. Gilliam tries to finish at the rim there, just can't get the shooter's roll. Rebound comes back the other way for UTRGV. Johnson for three. Catches the backboard, but none of the rim. Rebound that time belongs to Jordan Gilliam. Here come the Tigers. There's Jones once again, a little weave. Thought about it, puts it on the floor. It's going to draw the foul on Laquan Butler. Tried to get the continuation as he buried the jumper. They'll say no, foul on the floor, no shot. So that foul on Butler, I believe that will be his first. Sixth foul against the Vaqueros. Jones pull-up jumper. Can't get that one to go. Rebound, Merrick Nelson. Here come the Vaqueros. Laquan Butler puts that one on the floor, weaving and diving. They'll say offensive foul on Ricky Doc Nelson. Moving screen. A lot of moving screens in this one here early.
No, they called that on Laquan Butler. I think when he was driving into the paint, he extended his arm more than you're allowed to.
Arm extension.
Yeah, just to create a little bit of space. Sometimes when you're within the trees, you can kind of get away with it because there's a lot of traffic down there, but good eye there by the official and caught it from Laquan Butler. So he's going to head to the bench now with 2 quick fouls.
So Adewumi and Butler now each with 2 fouls. That trims the number of players UTRGV can work with safely to 7.
And now a foul off the ball against Merrick Nelson down low.
Presumably Nelson's going to get a rest. He will. Dante Houston Jr. comes back in. Second foul on Merrick Nelson. We said UTRGV is real shallow on the bench. Foul trouble can be a major problem.
And so far in this game, already 3 players with 2 fouls. That means 3 quick substitutions for head coach Matt Figger. That's why you're seeing B.J. Simmons back out there, Dante Houston, and Raquan Taylor. And
first free throw for Gresham was good. Here comes the second one.
And Ricky Doc Nelson doing what he's been doing this entire season. He's still out there on the floor.
Gresham gets the second one to fall. 23-13. Double-digit lead now for Texas Southern. A little under 5 minutes left to play here in the opening half. There's Simmons once again. Loses the handle for a moment. Regains possession back to Justin Johnson. Johnson over to Doc Nelson. Attacking the rim. Gresham once again. Block number 4. And he gets the rebound. Gresham is just putting on a show. That one's batted out by Simmons. Got to wonder when UTRGV begins to find a different direction to come from, because Gresham is just not letting anyone near that rim right now.
And right now, it's a clash of titans. Gresham against the UTRGV driving offense, and eventually one of them is going to have to give. Either UTRGV is going to go away from driving into the paint, which will force them to become a 3-point shooting team, which is iffy at times, or they're going to get Gresham on a poster dunk, and that's going to make Gresham double think when he goes up and tries to get a block.
Loose ball picked up by Justin Johnson. B.J. Simmons pull-up jumper from 3, buries it. Vaqueros needed that basket in a bad way. 23-16 now. And maybe that'll get that offense sparked for UTRGV.
And welcome to UTRGV. B.J. Simmons, his first point as a Vaquero, a 3 from the corner at Bird Ogden Arena.
Jones pull-up jumper from 3, can't get it. Gresham cleaning up the boards and laying it back in. 25-16, the big man putting on some real work. Justin Johnson now for UTRGV driving into the paint. Gresham's there, quick dump off. Dante Houston Jr. Gresham, another block. Picked up by Raquan Taylor though, and he lays that back in. 25-18.
And it's just spectacular, the pogo stick that Gresham is on. He jumped to initially block the shot from Houston. Houston up and under, went under, and Gresham was still there on the second attempt. That is real talent right there.
Jones for 3, does not touch the rim. Tried to be kept in by the Tigers. Somehow it is. He'll send it right back down. Gresham loses the handle on what could have been a powerful dunk. Instead, breaks a little dream shake out. Able to lay that one back in. 27-18.
And he got a little bit too excited there. He wanted the highlight play.
Dante Houston Jr. on the other side. Big man taking over right now, cleaning up the glass. Laying that one in. Talking about Gresham, 5 blocks now. Correction, make that 6 blocks. He only had 7 on the season coming in. On the verge of doubling his block total in a single game. Nice little low post move there by Barnes. Can't get it to fall, however. Justin Johnson with the rebound. The Vaqueros come back the other way. 27-20, Texas Southern has the lead. B.J. Simmons left.
And there seems to be some confusion in the UTRGV offense between the big men and the guards. So shot clock's already winded down to 10 seconds.
Quan Taylor top, he'll take a 3. Off the back of the rim, rebounded by Jones.
And head coach Matt Figger not too happy with that offensive possession from UTRGV. Quickly waves over to Mike Adewumi, who hasn't played much of this first half, dealing with foul trouble.
Presumably Adewumi going to be back in after a lengthy break here in the first half. Jones wide open for 3. Can't leave him open. He buries it. 30-20. Take the Southern back up by 10.
A bad offensive possession and a defensive breakdown. Head coach Matt Figger not too happy right now as his team trails by 10.
There's Ricky Doc Nelson, top of the key, a little dribble drive. Crossover there to clear some space, finds Justin Johnson on the left. Johnson, quick slip, it stays on his feet. Lots of contact. Raquan Taylor gets it, and now there's a loose ball foul on the floor. A little pinball effect favors UTRGV for a moment. So that foul is going to take us to our final media timeout. We'll step aside. UTRGV trails 30-20 on ESPN+. Welcome back out to Bert Ogden Arena alongside Luis Rubio. I'm Brian Smith. UTRGV trails Texas 7 30-20. Last time these two teams faced was in February of last year. And little did we know at the time, but the next day our lives would change. With more, here's Daniela Hernandez.
Brian, the last time these shows number 3 on the front and Lou Hill on the back. UTRGV continues to honor Coach Hill every time they step on the court. Guys.
Certainly a significant loss to the program and just to the energy around UTRGV. Lou Hill done a spectacular job as head coach, much beloved in the community, loved by everyone at UTRGV. And Matt Figger filling some pretty big shoes in his first season here with UTRGV. Raquan Taylor goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Take the Southern now up 30-21. There's Rosas, able to kick that one back out. Long throw to Gilliam, gets that to Jones. Top of the key here is Barnes, 3-pointer off the back of the rim. Bounces off the top of the backboard and out. It's gonna stay with UTRGV. Under a minute left to play in this one. Vaqueros would love to get a basket here, cut into this 9-point deficit down 30-21.
And going back to your point, Brian, about Coach Hill, I mean, he was a beloved figure among the community and was respected by all, but what made him so special is he didn't view you as just a basketball player, as just a reporter, as just a media member. He viewed you as a person, as a whole, and that's what made those small interactions with Coach Hill so special and so memorable, and he is really, truly missed.
Dante Houston Jr. can't finish on the other end for UTRGV. Rebound goes to Texas Southern. They'll take a timeout. That'll give us a chance to tell you what's coming up for UTRGV on the schedule at the conclusion of this one. And take a look at these matchups. UTSA and Liberty. UTSA on Friday, Liberty on the 21st. They'll finish the month of December at Stephen F. Austin. That's the start of WAC play. And then in the new year, Sam Houston State on the 1st and Grand Canyon on the 6th. A game on the 6th back at home at the UTRGV Fieldhouse.
And that's a really tough schedule there for UTRGV, especially to start off conference play. Those are three of the toughest teams in the Western Athletic Conference. Of course, the Lumberjacks of Stephen F. Austin, new this year, part of WAC expansion. Sam Houston, we've seen plenty of them over the years, but they're always a tough battle for UTRGV. And of course, Grand Canyon University last year made it to the NCAA tournament under head coach Bryce Drew in his first season with the program.
Back on offense now is Texas Southern up 9, trying to extend this to a double-digit lead headed to half. About a second and a half difference between shot clock and game clock. Gilliam pulls this one back for Texas Southern. They're going to wind the clock down. Gilliam pull-up jumper, buries it right as the shot clock expires.
And Texas Southern got the switch that they wanted. They wanted Dante Houston guarding the ball there. Not as mobile as one of these guards as Ricky Doc Nelson or BJ Simmons. And that's an easy 2 points there for Gilliam.
And they're going to say halftime now as the ball was swatted away after the made basket. Welcome back out to Bird Ogden Arena. Start of the second half here between UTRGV and Texas Southern. John Jones says, I didn't even need a break. Right out with the quick three. Texas Southern rolling now at 35-21. Back the other way is UTRGV Adewume, who had to sit most of the first half with foul trouble. Back in, trying to get a spark for UTRGV. Laquan Butler, look at that. In among the trees and somehow is able to get that one to float in. UTRGV looking for a travel on that one as Gresham was hot stepping. Had a teammate at his feet. No travel called. With 9 seconds on the shot clock, they're going to blow that one stop, give them a chance to dry up. Perspiration on the floor. And also allow a substitution to come in for UTRGV. As BJ Simmons ties his shoe and sends Raquan Butler to get a breather.
That's a quick substitution here in the second half. Just a minute into this one, and Raquan Butler already coming to the bench. Not sure if Coach Figger saw something defensively or he just wants to go with BJ Simmons. Try to give his offense a different look.
Dribble drive here. Gresham cleans it up out of the air. Up and in. The big man doing work again. Open here the second half. Texas Southern extends their lead now out to 14. 37-23.
And Gresham is on a triple-double alert, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 7 blocks. He is a triple-double threat here in this second half.
Adewume with the response from 3 for UTR. GV cuts the deficit now to just 11, 37-26. That's what Adewume brings. He's a great on-ball defender, and he can shoot a little. Adewume now in the low post, trying to defend against Nicholas. There's Gresham, top of the key, gets it back out to Gilliam. Attacking again is Nicholas, just tosses that one up. Can't get it to go. Rebound belongs to Adewume. Here comes B.J. Simmons. There's Dante Houston Jr. doing some work against Gresham. Got that one to go. Dante Houston Jr. showing some flashes of brilliance in the low post. Cuts it now to a single-digit lead, 37-28. Floater coming there, can't get it to fall. Dante Houston Jr. with the rebound. Here comes UTRGV trying to dig into this deficit a little bit better. Simmons to the rim. Gresham tried to get the block, didn't get it. Rebound to Nicholas.
He didn't get the block, but it's still a great defensive possession there from Gresham. Just did enough to alter that shot.
But that next foul coming down is going to be on Gresham as Nicholas was attacking the rim. Blocking foul is called on Simmons. Merrick Nelson and Laquan Butler coming in. They will replace B.J. Simmons and Dante Houston Jr. Inbound from Hopkins. Knocked away briefly, but that's out off of Adewume. 24 seconds on the shot clock. Possession still with Texas Southern. Top of the key, here's Gilliam. Off to Nicholas, there's Jones. Got Hopkins. There's Nicholas, thought about it, put it down, attacking the rim. Thunderous dunk. Hopkins got some hops. Basket there, puts it back out to a double-digit lead, 39-28.
And who was in the middle of that play? Once again, Bryson Gresham set the pick that cleared up the space for the thunderous slam.
Pull-up jumper here for Hopkins. He buries the three. Tigers are mauling the Vaqueros right now. 42-28. Merrick Nelson tries to get the layup. Ends up being blocked into the rim, I believe by Gresham. The possession's gonna favor Texas Southern. Taking a look right here.
And
Big swat from Nicholas, excuse me. Pins that one between the backboard and the rim. He's hyped.
I mean, it's not every day where you get a block into a wedgie. You don't usually see that. You usually get wedgies when the ball gets stuck between the rim and the backboard on missed shots, on layups, but it's rarely seen on a block, so that could be the reason he's possibly hyped.
Texas Southern slowing down their offense a little bit, trying to deliberately burn some clock. And what a job again there by Hopkins. Can barely stay to his feet, he's so slick. Merrick Nelson for three off the back of the rim. Long rebound's going to be picked up quickly there by Gilliam. Here comes Texas Southern once again. Jones has that down to Nicholas. Nicholas trying to get some space to operate. Pull-out jumper there, but he steps out. They find Hopkins, but he's got a heel on the line. That'll take us to the media. the outcome there. The men's team's got some work to do. They want to have that same kind of joy in the locker room after this one, down 44-28. 15:43 left to play here in the second half. HRGV does have possession. Ricky Nelson bringing it forward. Finds Justin Johnson. He's attacking the rim right now. Kick out to Merrick Nelson. Thought about it. Pulled it down. Justin Johnson once again. Nelson takes the three this time off the side of the rim. Rebound knocked away by Raquan Taylor. So possession will favor Texas Southern. Inbounding for the Tigers is Justin Hopkins. Texas Southern slowing down the pace.
And when you're up 44-28, you're not really in a rush to score points.
Travel there by Nicholas, got sped up just a little bit.
But at the same time, you can't be giving the ball up like that and coming up with empty possessions. You still have to find a way to put points on the board. You just don't have to. You can use up the entirety of the shot clock. You're not in a hurry. UTRGV is in a hurry, but at the same time, you can't be committing simple elementary turnovers like traveling.
Merrick Nelson finds Raquan Taylor in the low post, able to lay that one in. Back to within 14, 44-30. Taylor now the high score for the Vaqueros with 8. Two players in double digits for Texas Southern. Gresham's got 12 and Jones has 11. Speaking of Jones, there he is, top of the key, bringing it back around. Gets that one down to Gresham, and he travels. That pressure from UTRGV, getting the Tigers sped up just a little bit. Happy feet breaking out. Back-to-back travels on offensive possessions for the Tigers. Top of the key, here's Merrick Nelson. Got Ricky Doc Nelson. Nelson and Nelson breaking out here. Laquan Butler for three. Buries that one. Uh-oh. Here comes that offense. UTRGV warming up on a 5-0 run. Back to within 44-33. Gilliam dribbling at the top of the key. There's Jones, right wing. Set off there to Nicholas, trying to clear some space to the hoop. Long kick out, looking for a three. Doesn't find any of it. Picked up by Merrick Nelson.
And that's a defensive stop. That's 3 in a row.
Top of the key now, Ricky Doc Nelson dribbling around. Can he get to the rim? Does, but thinks the second time about it. Merrick Nelson spinning around, and look at that dump off. Finds Raquan Taylor, big basket there, 44-35. UTRGV back to single digits. And Taylor's now got 10.
And the big men from Texas Southern have been blocking everything, so you know they're gonna be jumpy, and Merrick Nelson read that perfectly. Show, dump off, easy highlight play for that man right there, Raquan Taylor, as we see it here one more time.
Look at the touch right here, get him in the air, dish it off, Raquan Taylor finishes. That'll force a timeout from Texas Southern. That'll become our media. We'll step aside. UTRGV trailing 44-35 on the WAC Digital Network.
At Cleveland State, our passion defines us. This is hands-on leadership.
We are at Bert Ogden Arena, UTRGV on a 5-0 run. Back to within 9 at 44-35. Here's the action for Texas Southern. Took a timeout to try to regroup after that small run. Another steal, 4 straight stops for UTRGV, and here comes Justin Johnson trying to dig into this deficit a little bit better. Got Raquan Butler right wing, looking for Merrick Nelson low post. Here's Nelson. And Into the paint, kicked it out. Justin Johnson for three. Off the side of the rim and out. Loose ball will go to Texas Southern. And you're saying, Luis, this is an interesting Texas Southern team because they're built just a little bit different. Not a lot of homegrown talent here. Coach Johnny Jones has gone out and found himself some real players off of other rosters.
That is exactly right, Brian. I mean, the only freshman on this squad is Barnes, who is signed to Texas Southern. The rest of this squad has been pickups from the transfer portal. Gresham from Houston, John Walker III from Texas A&M, who's not playing today. He's a scratch. John Jones from Nevada, Gilman from UC Riverside, Nicholas from Montana and SFA. He's found a lot of talent from these student athletes who weren't necessarily getting the optimal opportunities at other places, and he sold them on the idea of, hey, come down here to Texas Southern, you'll get plenty of playing time, you'll get a chance to play for a conference title, and you'll also get a chance to play in March Madness, and so far, it's working for him.
Talk about getting big stops. That is 7 straight stops defensively by UTRGV. Coming up big. Coach Figger likes what he's got in his lineup, and they are getting some work done. That'll take us to our next immediate timeout. Texas Southern's lead dwindling now, 44-38. Welcome back out to Burt Ogden Arena. Texas Southern up 44-38, but UTRGV is on the comeback trail. 7 straight defensive stops sparked a 9-0 run. UTRGV opportunity to dig just a little bit deeper here. Ricky Doc Nelson bringing it down the floor.
And all those stops, Brian, have been bringing a lot of energy to this UTRGV bench that going into that timeout, they were high-fiving, they were smiling, a lot of energy right now. They feel like they got the momentum on their side as Texas Southern's looking for answers.
Here come the Tigers once again, top of the key, Johnny Jones. There's Gilliam, left wing. Bring it back around towards center. Pull-up jumper for Jones, long rebound. That's picked up by Gresham. He can get after those boards. They'll come back to Gresham once again, see what he can do in the low post. Send that one around to Jones, puts it on the floor. Floater off the glass and in. Big basket there, 46-38. Tigers lead Vaqueros.
And Gresham with that last rebound now has a double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds, and is now officially on triple-double alert because he has 7 blocks, just needs 3 more. And Texas Southern, last time they had a student athlete record a triple-double was Chris Thomas back in February 2016 in the SWAC title game against Alabama State, as he picked up 20 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. So right now, Gresham looking for a triple-double.
On the verge of it, doing some work there in the low post. Here's Laquan Butler. Touch pass over to Merrick Nelson, who finds Jaquan Taylor. Unselfish ball movement. Totally different look for UTRGV in the second half. Big basket there, 46-40. Tigers got to find some baskets.
And I think UTRGV now in the second half has finally realized the big men for Texas Southern are going to try to block everything. That's why Gresham has 7 blocks in this game so far. It's because UTRGV tried to challenge them instead of getting them to go up and dishing it off.
Gresham with the baby hook there, able to get that one to fall, 48-40. Texas Southern finds a pretty good look. Merrick Nelson puts that on the floor. Dribble drive, puts it down. Merrick Nelson's not the biggest guy, but he is lightning quick. 48-42, UTRGV back to within 6.
And you saw how Merrick Nelson set that move up. It happened 2 plays ago. 2 dump-offs by Merrick Nelson has Gresham guessing, do I stop the dump-off? Do I go up and challenge? Gresham that time left his feet on the ground, and Merrick Nelson just walked right past him.
Johnny Jones for 3 off the side of the rim. Long rebound back to Jones, cleans it up, then lays up the floater, and look at that gentle touch. 50-42 Texas Southern. Top of the key, Merrick Nelson. Justin Johnson's been quiet. He is UTRGV's leading scorer on the season. Spin move there, gets fouled on the way up. But that's going to go against Devin Barnes.
And Barnes is trying to go for the steal there. Had a little bit, try to swipe down, and instead of getting ball, it got Justin Johnson's arm, as we're going to see right here, the turn, and boom.
Got the foul right there.
Try to pull it back as quickly as possible, trying to say, no, didn't do anything, but the refs were able to catch that.
The line goes Justin Johnson for UTRGV.
And although Justin Johnson hasn't had the most spectacular offensive performance in this one, only 4 points on 2 for 7 shooting, as he misses that free throw right there. He's been putting work on the defensive end. 8 rebounds, a team high for UTRGV. So if he knows one thing's not working, got to move to the next thing.
Contribute in any way you can. Johnson, a 68% free throw shooter on the year. Missed the first one. Second free throw coming. Able to get that one. 50-43, 7-point lead for Texas Southern. Once again, they return to slowing the pace of play down now to get into the shot clock.
An important substitution we didn't highlight right there. Mike Adewumi back in. Merrick Nelson's going to get a little bit of a rest on the bench.
Floater there by Jones doesn't go. Rebound Raquan Taylor. Here comes Doc Nelson and UTRGV. Quan Butler lightning quick. Step back three off the front of the rim. Rebound belongs to Gresham once again. Here comes Texas Southern. Top of the key, Gilliam splits the defenders, heads to the rim, lays that in. What a move. That extends the lead. Other way, Justin Johnson says, I can do that too. 52-45. UTRGV knocking on the door. They got to get back and get some defensive stops though. A little less, 8.5 left to play. There's Gilliam once again. Down low for Rosas. Tries to back in, looking for someone to dish out to. Door was closed for a moment. Here's Jones once again from three. Long rebound, Jones back to Gresham. Spin, baby hook, and down. And Texas Southern, they are not afraid to fly.
And the awareness there by Jones in midair makes the pass. Knows where his teammate Gresham is for an easy 2 points.
Top of Nelson. Awume for three. Buries it right in front of Rosas. Big basket there. 52-48. UTRGV back to within 6. On the comeback trail, within 6 behind Texas Southern, 54-48. UTRGV's defense, a whole different look here in the second half, and they're hitting some shots. Looking for that defense to come up big here again. 20 seconds on the shot clock, and Texas Southern has possession. Top of the key now is Gilliam. Backing down Ricky Doc Nelson. Send that one over on the far side to Barnes. There's Rosas with the ball in front of Adewume. Can get a foul on Adewume though, as he didn't have his arm straight up, a little bit out. And with the contact, headed to the line will be Rosas. Get a good look at it right here as Adewume just sweeps down and gets more hand than ball as Rosas is on the way up.
And Coach Matt Figure not too happy with that one. Wanted Adewume to keep his hands straight up because now he has 3 personal fouls with 7:09 left to go.
Remember, this is a UTRGV team that does not have a lot of available depth. Just 9 players active on the roster. Both free throws go for Rosas. Lead back up to 8, 56-48.
But UTRGV has done a good job here in the second half. Not only playing defense, but attacking with discipline. They're getting defensive stops, but they're not fouling, as they've only picked up 2 fouls here in the second half, and that's good news for head coach Matt Figure's squad.
Can't convert on the other side. Rebound to Texas Southern. Here they come once again. Splitting the defense, thunderous dunk. Justin Hopkins says, I believe I can fly. Big basket there. Tigers back up by 10, 58-48.
And I think he was surprised when once he split the pick that there was nobody down low on the rotation to see him. And he said, you know what? I'm going to just take this. Skied up, threw it down.
Other end, Mike Adewumi. They gave him a little bit of room to operate. He takes the three and buries it back to within 7. Nice dish off there by Texas Southern. Ross is operating under the rim, up and in. Nice touch in traffic. Back up 9, 60-51. Doc Nelson slowing the pace down now for UTRGV. Let him get set. Finds Xavier Johnson on the right side. Adewumi top of the key. Back over to Doc Nelson. Adewumi once again, hands up. Pull-up jumper from Adewumi from 3 off the side of the rim. Rebound picked up by Texas Southern. They get that to Barnes. Saved by Hopkins. Now a chance to push this lead back out to double digits. Can the Tigers? There's Hopkins once again. Pull-up jumper off the side of the rim. Barnes can't get the rebound out. So UTRGV is going to have the ball, but not before we get a couple substitutions. B.J. Simmons and Merrick Nelson back in. Justin Johnson and Mike Adewumi will get a breather. Gresham also going to come back in after a short breather. Rosas will get a break. Down 9, UTRGV looking for some baskets and some more stops. Doc Nelson bringing it up slowly. B.J. Simmons has it. Merrick Nelson top of the key. Back over to Doc Nelson. Merrick Nelson. Offensive foul, Merrick Nelson, legal screen. He tried to set a quick pick, but he was moving in the process.
And that's the second time they get Merrick Nelson today on one of those moving screens, but sometimes it's so tough to make that distinction if you're the referee. Is it a moving screen or is he just going through natural movement? Is he trying to get to a certain spot on the floor and he just so happens to touch a Texas Southern player?
Tigers again, nice ball movement. They find Gresham sliding into the paint. Shows that soft touch around the rim. Back up now by 11, 62-51. Merrick Nelson picks that one out of the air. Floater falls. Good basket, 62-53. Vaqueros back within 9.
And both of these teams trading baskets right now, but if you're UTRGV, you need to get a couple stops and go on a run here to even this game up and even potentially take the lead. You can't be trading baskets this late in the game if you want to get a win.
Kick out there by Texas Southern. Hopkins with contact, just able to float, says you can't touch it. Another big basket, back up 11 now, 64-53.
And an excellent job there from Hopkins, realizing that Houston was lining up to take that charge, stopped dead in his tracks, and threw up the little teardrop, and he got it to fall.
Foul this time is going to go against Texas Southern's Devin Barnes. Blocking foul on the floor. Just the third foul on Barnes. We'll get a look at it right here. Doc Nelson comes around, and Barnes is just all wrapped up with Xavier Johnson. Simmons gets that inbounded to Merrick Nelson. Here's Xavier Johnson back out to B.J. Simmons. Pull-up jumper from 3. Rims out. Rebound goes to Barnes, and Gilliam brings it up slowly for Texas Southern, digging into that shot clock. There's Nichols. Gilliam bringing it back around. Gresham. Here's Barnes. Back to Nicholas. Hopkins pull-up jumper from 3. Off the front of the rim. Rebound, though, by Barnes. Can't get the second touch. Rebounded by B.J. Simmons. He'll bring it down the floor. Looking for Merrick Nelson. Can't handle it. That one's punched away. Back up by B.J. Simmons.
Head coach Johnny Jones looking for a backcourt call, but the official said he got deflected.
Soft touch there. Merrick Nelson tries to get the floater to fall. Can't get it. Rebound by Gresham. Rebound number 12 for him. Solid double-double now, 18 and 12. There's Gilliam top of the key. Quick move there to get to the rim. And nice touch. 66-53. Texas Southern threatening to run away again here. Xavier Johnson with the crossover. Can't get it to fall. Dante Houston Jr. with the rebound. There's Ricky Doc Nelson attacking the rim. Kicks that one out to Xavier Johnson. Here's Dante Houston Jr. Houston, a little two-step. Tries to get the skyhook to fall, can't get it. Merrick Nelson gets the rebound, but he's fouled very quickly that time by Barnes. That'll take us to our final media timeout. Texas Southern up 66-53 on ESPN+.
This Christmas, you're invited to go back to the beginning. Kingsman.
Welcome back out to Burt Ogden Arena. Texas Southern up 66-53. The series between these two teams dates back 66 years. With more, here's Daniela Hernandez.
UTRGV and Texas Southern first played against each other in 1955. Since then, Texas Southern leads the series 11-10. One of the
Continue here, though. 2:30 left to play. Merrick Nelson at the line misses the first. Second one forthcoming. Xavier Johnson's going to get a rest. B.J. Simmons back in for UTRGV.
And it's interesting to see how much the rosters have changed over that time span since they met up in that second round of the College Insider Tournament. The only player left from that game on both squads is Justin Hopkins, who has been on fire here in the second half. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Besides that, none of the student athletes currently on the floor remember that game.
Plenty of memories still being made here, though, and look at that. Driving to the rim is Jordan Nicholas. Lays that one in, puts them back up by 14, 68-54. B.J. Simmons can't finish at the rim. That one is picked up on the rebound by Hopkins. Here comes Texas Southern, slow in the pace once again. No need to be urgent now at 14.
Well, I want to make a correction. There's some people that do remember that game, mostly members of the coaching staff. Of course, head coach Johnny Jones was part of that one, and for UTRGV, basketball manager Zachary Ugarte as well. Besides that, it's a whole new rivalry here.
Quick foul on the floor there. B.J. Simmons tries to reach in and knock that one away from Gresham, but he gets some wrist in the process. Get another look right here as Simmons just tries to swat that one away. Can lead to a substitution. Justin Johnson, Xavier Johnson back in. As Simmons and Butler are going to get a rest. Minute 31 left to play. There's the inbound to Jones. Gets that one down low. Nice job of trying to do some work in the low post by Nicholas, but it's taken away. Here comes Doc Nelson in UTRGV. In among the trees, finds Raquan Taylor. He gets fouled but finishes. Big basket there, 68-56. Pulls UTRGV back within 12. And they'll have a free throw coming.
You take a look again there, Raquan Taylor went right at Grisham, who has 7 blocks. All of them came in the first half, but defensively, he's been pretty quiet here in the second half.
That'll get a timeout for UTRGV. This is a 30-second timeout, so give us a chance to tell you what's coming up for Texas Southern in their schedule. The Tigers still have quite a road ahead of them. Conclusion of this one on Saturday, they'll be playing Cincinnati. Then they've got 3 more on the road. TCU, that's Texas Christian, to wrap out the year in 2022 at Southern, at Grambling, before they return home on January the 8th to face Arkansas Pine Bluff.
And Texas Southern, this part of this entire non-conference schedule has been on the road at Oregon, at St. Mary's, at Washington, at Air Force, at North Carolina State, at BYU. They have not played at home, and they're going to play home starting 2022. How excited do you think they will be to be back in front of the home fans?
Get on your own bed. Nothing better than that.
The travel must be grueling for this squad, but they're tough.
Gilliam looking for the timeout. He gets it.
Defense there from UTRGV forces another timeout from Johnny Jones.
68-56 is the Texas Southern lead. 30-second timeout called there by Texas Southern, giving them a chance to draw up how they want to execute this one. Here's a look at the WAC men's scoreboard on the evening. Couple of finals already underway. Louisiana Monroe defeats Stephen F. Austin 82-69. North Texas comes out with a victory over Sam Houston 65-55. And a final that just happened. South Alabama comes away with the tight victory 69-62 over the Tarleton Texans. All those games happening, well, with Texas teams in them. The WAC had a Texas WAC expansion. 5 WAC schools now hail from the state of Texas.
And there's going to be one more added next year with the inclusion of Incarnate Word. Based out of San Antonio, they'll be joining the Western Athletic Conference starting next year.
Inbound now for Texas Southern is Gilliam. Sends that one deep, knocked out by Raekwon Taylor. Possession is going to stay with Texas Southern. Minute and 11 left to play. They're up 68-56. Inbounding again is Hopkins. Tries to get that into Gilliam, but it's knocked out by Xavier Johnson.
I'm going to review this one. Texas Southern is moving the ball up the court, just not traditionally. Just keeps on getting poked out of bounds by UTRGV, but I'm going to review it, make sure the call is right.
Head over to the monitor. Becomes what amounts to a timeout for both teams. Coaching staff get a chance to draw up what they want to do here. So Coach Matt Figger going to want to lean on that defense a little harder. You need some stops and some quick baskets. Possession's going to stay with Texas Southern. Confirmed on the replay. We'll get a look at it here as well. Xavier Johnson gets a couple of fingernails on that. It's deflected away. Inbounding there on the far side is going to be Hopkins for Texas Southern.
All right, Brian, third time's the charm. Do you think UTRG will poke it out of bounds again?
That's a no.
That's a
Gilliam gets that one in. Although he's got to get across the timeline. Does so right there. Gets it to Jones. And there's John Jones looking for someone to hit. Finds Hopkins. Gets that one over to Nicholas trying to do some work in the low post. Bodies everywhere. And somehow Nicholas slides through. Able to lay that one in, 70-56.
Patience, Brian, patience. That's all Nicholas had to do down there with 3 bodies around him.
Dump off there with Merrick Nelson, finds Raquan Taylor to put the basket in, 70-58. Baskets are falling for UTRGV, but they were not getting the stops late here in the second half. Going basket for basket does not help the Vaqueros. Get that over to Jones, 30 seconds left. Air this out to Hopkins.
Doesn't look like UTRG is going to intentionally foul, so.
Got it to Gilliam, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Pull-up jumper from 3, off the end of the rim, rebound. Picked up by Xavier Johnson, quick kick. Here's Merrick Nelson with the dunk.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Bird Ogden Arena as the final here. Texas Southern picks up the road.